This is how you reconnect with your ex quickly. I'm Xander. I help people get their ex back. And something that I go through very often is when I'm coaching, when I'm working with clients, there's a lot of big mistakes that we make that I see everybody make, and it just freaks your ex out. And if you have tried to get back together with your ex, they pushed you away, maybe you even did a bunch of work on yourself, you did a bunch of shit, but then you tried again and it still didn't work, it's because you just don't really understand the timeline and the process. And I made a free guide on this, by the way. If you want to see it, just go ahead and comment how under this video, DM me the word how. But I wanted to step you through just what the reconnection process actually looks like so you can move through it quickly and not just be running into these barriers again and again and spinning out, and even worse, like giving up or ruining it more, yeah? So really what it looks like is it's kind of a step of 2 steps forward, 1 step back, right? So you don't go from being in no contact with the person or blocked or whatever to then just coming back to, hey, do you want to give it a shot? Like you want to get a coffee sometime? Do you want to talk? You want to meet up? Or like, I've been thinking a lot about stuff and you know, I miss you and all of this shit. So we tend to always do that. And so in our head, we seem to go from doing nothing to being like, get back together with me now. And that does not fucking work. It never works, right? The process actually is that you would go from no contact, not speaking again, to then being able to like subtly be around them, like maybe like sending them a meme, like very slowly, gradually kind of interacting them in a very, very low pressure way, to then they're like, oh, okay, like, okay, interesting. Like I can now be around you without heavy emotions coming up. Maybe even some good ones, some funny stuff like that. Now, the next step would be that when you're going out with them, when you're messaging them, you wouldn't just ask them out. What we do is we talk around asking them out. So you'd get the conversation going again, you get it pretty good, and then you go to a level where you're talking about like, oh, a place that is near you that you want to try. And that would be interesting. And so there's a whole bunch of different ways that we work with our students to get your ex to kind of message you. And so you don't lead it, you don't jump on it and be like, hey, let's go. You just kind of be chill and allow them to come to you. When the date happens, very counterintuitive thing right now. When we get the date for our client, when it goes forward, I tell them usually to reschedule it. And this doesn't mean that you're fucking with them. You know, why would you reschedule it, Xander? They finally got the date, right? But what happens is if your ex has avoidant attachment, they get spooked and they get freaked out. And often they agree to something that later in that time, they don't necessarily want to do because they're too overwhelmed. So when you give them the opportunity, or when they give you the opportunity, you go, yeah, great. And then you don't jump on that first opportunity for a date. You let it go. And then the next one comes again. And then you jump on that, or things like this, right? So this whole timeline, if your ex is avoidant, even if they're not, it works on not giving them too much stress, not giving them too much pressure. This is really what you need to do for it to actually work.